All right, welcome back to another video. So in the last video, we verified the option C setup of L3 VPNs for inter-provider configuration. So good news, I'll share my screen here. You can see that that was the final section of VPN. So it's time to move on to a new section that's going to be covered on the exam. Got many to pick from, but I think since in the last section we needed to troubleshoot BGP neighborships, all the sorts of things relating to BGP, I think a good natural next step, the one that people might like to see, is BGP. So let's dive into that. We've got three topics: implementation, routing policy, and scaling. We're going to need to get to all three, so might as well just start with the one that happens to be on the top. And it looks like here's the individual topics that are going to be in the exam. There's 80 total, so we got through a number of those 80 with VPNs, but here's all the ones for this branch of BGP. So let's start with 4-byte ASN, see what I had loaded in there, and take a look at how the lab's got to be set up. So really nothing special in here. It almost looks like, okay. So it does look like there's going to be an example here. It's going to be understanding a 4-byte capable router AS path through a 2-byte capable domain. But a lot of this might be a bit too specific for the exam. 2 does not, okay. So these are not specific configuration examples. These are just more exercises to read up on. So that's something I can do later. For the purposes of the video, here we go. So this looks like, yep, example, enforcing correct autonomous system number in an AS path in BGP network. This looks like a really good one to go through and get an example of. Like, it'll be a lot of things I'll need to know for the test right there, and then I can, of course, go and reference what was written up here as I'm working through it. Looks like there's another one too. The link to it, unfortunately, is broken, but it's just the example. So this is, okay, so I was already there. Yep, so it starts here. So let's get started on that, set up the topology, and get working on that. So this is just a 3-router topology, routers A, B, and C. So I'll just sever the link here, and I'll change the label in my lab. Okay, so new lab, new topology. And I don't know that I'll delete the actual devices because I might need to have more up later, and bringing them up would take more time than just leaving them here. So, but I'm going to sever this link and have those top 3 ones be the ones that I keep. It's not too much time lost, so I think I am going to go ahead and delete those. So I'll need to shut everything down first, and then I'll delete those extra ones just so they're not cluttering up. It won't be too much of a difficulty to recreate them. And you can see they're a little bit sloppy anyways. I like to put in the routing engine first and then the control plane on top so that they layer all nice like this one. But some of them, unfortunately, there were issues with the forwarding plane, so I had to delete and re-add them, and they all went out of order. So just keep it nice and neat. That's always a good thing. So it looks like they're all going to have their own autonomous system. And we're going to have some special knobs set up in the BGP configuration and force first AS for the leftmost autonomous system, that it's consistent with the advertising neighbors autonomous system. So we're going to need all this configuration here. And luckily it's going to be a much simpler topology. So right now I'm just waiting for all these routers to shut down so I can go and delete the unnecessary ones. Which, you know, as I said before, like maybe it's not too much time lost to delete those extra ones, but fortunately it looks like it really is. Like shutting them down is going to take a while. Deleting them, I got to bring them back up before I can edit the configuration. So kind of live and learn. I have only made it through one topic. So as I go on to the next topic or next lab, and there's a large topology change, I think I've learned my lesson that it really doesn't make sense to shut down and remove the extra routers, just put them to the side and clear off and work on the ones you need to work on, because this whole process is really going to take quite a bit of time. So it's a lesson learned, and I think that's enough of a lesson for this video. So consider this the first video in the series on BGP, and I hope you enjoy it. Lots of good content to come.